Hey guys, Dino here, back with Dead Space 2 Part 11. So, came through some mysterious door. We're throwing these fire bombs at the device over there. Anyway, so I'll probably be doing a little bit of rambling through this walkthrough. I hope you guys don't mind. Like I said, a lot of changes happening, so just have a lot to talk about. Before I get to that stuff, this first boss here, yeah, what are friends for? So this guy hops down here. He's kind of a pain in the butt. I actually do take him out, but it would be in your best interest to just leave him there, because as soon as you kill him, another one of his buddies just spawn right in behind him. So there's really no reason to take him out. Plus, you know, it'd be one thing if you killed him and you got some ruby semiconductor, you know, 10, 15,000 credits, something like that. But I think when I kill him, all I got was some contact energy. Yeah, that's not exactly worth it. So yeah, here's another one, and they just keep spawning in continually. It's silly. So all I really have to do is just throw, I think, 4 or 5 of those things, and then run back to the lift, take it up, and then he gets incinerated. Simple as that. Of course, I had to try to get some ammo first. So I'm actually just coming off of some zombies here. It was fun. I finally figured out how to basically, I don't want to say go indefinitely, because I didn't. I ended up dying, but it was my own fault. But I got the gist of it down, so I should be able to tackle that. And I'm kind of curious to see how far I can go with it. Although playing by yourself isn't nearly as fun as playing with friends. I've had a few emails and messages asking about console stuff, as far as like what my experience is, and well, I mean, pretty much everybody got their start on consoles, right? I mean, Nintendo 64. I mean, I have put some serious hours. I don't think I've ever played a game as much as James Bond 007 for the 64. But as far as consoles go in the last couple of years, I'm pretty much a console noob. My competitive gaming experience came from PCs, and I mean, I really fell in love with the whole mouse and keyboard, and it's hard to go back to basically the controller from the mouse and keyboard. I don't have anything against consoles. I mean, I think it's, you know, fairly clear that they're beating out PCs at this point, unfortunately. And even the whole distinction between like PCs and consoles seems kind of silly. They both use, you know, very similar hardware. You know, I mean, anyone who's logged into Xbox Live lately, I mean, can't log into PlayStation Network for the last month, but anyone who's logged into Xbox, I mean, knows. I mean, they've got browsers and Netflix and Hulu and all sorts of crazy shit. I mean, they're essentially, I mean, they're trying to launch basic browser-based software in there. The distinction between like a computer and a console is rapidly diminishing. To me, it seems silly to kind of argue PC or console. I feel like what we should be doing is trying our best to link each other up, so we have more friends that are playing the same games. It seems crazy that you can put out a game like Dead Space or Call of Duty or whatever you're playing, but you have 2 buddies, you know, you're on the Xbox, another one's on a PS3, another one's on a PC, and none of you can play together. That's crazy to me. I actually put an article up on my website that talks about it. A while back, Microsoft developed some software to link up the Xbox population with the PC population, and according to their own words, they used average PC players and above average console players and they played the same game. I think they were playing Halo, and the PC players just massacred them every time because the mouse and keyboard is just far, far superior to a controller. I know it's kind of a hot topic or a bit of a touchy, even sensitive issue to talk about sometimes because people, you know, especially if you played nothing but console, you know, I'm sure you're coming from a position of, you know, controller's fantastic, it works very well, you love it, and that may very well be the case. You do love it and it works well for you, but at least when Microsoft tested it, the PC population just annihilated the consoles. And as someone who's gone back and forth between both of them, it's very frustrating going back to the controller and having the limited range of movement. You know, and a mouse, basically a mouse, you can choose to how fast to move it based on, you know, how fast you want to move, and unfortunately with the controller you have set it to a sensitivity and you're more or less always moving at one speed. It's very, very difficult to control as well. But anyway, so long story short, that project got demolished, so that's a good reason why you're not seeing Xbox linked up with PCs for the same games. What I'm really hoping happens with the next-gen consoles is that they do support mouse and keyboard, but once again, given what we already know based off what Microsoft did, I worry that even if they do offer mouse and keyboard support, that those lobbies won't be separate from lobbies that are like controller only. And then if you have controller lobbies and then keyboard lobbies for consoles and then separate PC games entirely, we're going to end up with smaller player bases than we started with. So we'll see what happens in the future. There's a huge push financially to get consoles to use mouse and keyboards because of the MMOs. Whether or not you play World of Warcraft, I mean, most people know that they do pretty well for themselves. And World of Warcraft has, what, somewhere between 12 and 14 million subscribers who pay somewhere around $15 a month, which equates to a metric shit ton of cash coming in. That is just a ridiculous amount of money, and at the moment, a controller, joystick, console controller, whatever we want to call it, just simply does not have the buttons to play MMOs. I have played some WoW with Bruce, and you know, depending on which class, character combination you go, I mean, even using a full-size keyboard and mouse with, you know, God knows how many buttons on it, you can be running out of key bindings. So it's just simply not possible for a controller, and that's one of the big reasons why they're gunning to have that put in place. I'm really curious to see what Nintendo has to offer. Their new HD console is obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, they announced an HD console a few months ago, and I think they're going to be releasing some more details at E3, which I think is in June, or late May or June, I can't remember. So that'll be really interesting. Nintendo might actually even offer mouse and keyboard support with their HD console, so I'll have to wait and see. But a lot of really exciting projects in the works. So anyway, back to Dead Space 2 for a minute. I think I'm on board the old ship, the Ishimura. There just really isn't a whole lot going on. I'm not sure why they let put in so much Dead Space in Dead Space. I feel like I'm mainly just running around collecting goodies, and I haven't had to kill too many guys. I will say too, this is a good example of it. There is no way in hell you could make out that audio unless you had subtitles on, and as a result of having subtitles you can make it out perfectly. Kind of strange. Good suggestion from whoever made that. I think we eventually get into some action here soon. I really couldn't remember well, I can remember the majority of this game, but especially the end of this. It was actually bleeding together, blending together with the first Dead Space in my mind. I don't really know why. I was dreading some organic plant part coming up, and it never came, and I think that was in the first game. It was a long time ago, though. We're in chapter 10 in the game right now, too, and before I forget, I was browsing around forums looking at a few things, and there is an Elite Advanced suit in chapter 11, which we might get to, or might get to the beginning of that here, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a fantastic suit. It gives a big boost, 10% damage to all weapons, and I actually seem to have missed that, so something to keep an eye out for, that schematic in chapter 11. I was definitely a little bit impatient, especially going through an area like this, where it felt pretty dead. I remember the first time playing through, I loved this game for the first quarter, and then the next half was pretty good, and then, you know, by the last quarter of the game, I was just kind of hoping it would get done. So, he definitely disguised himself pretty well. I was just sitting here. I realized obviously that I could have stasis him, and I thought about it. I really don't know why I didn't, other than I just didn't care. I wanted to see how many shots I could put in him before I went down, and that's pretty much it. So this next scene coming up, I know you have to kind of take my word for it. That was a completely random shot that I just wanted to see the light effects on the walls, and it went about 1.5 miles down this tunnel and ended up landing on another guy completely randomly and brought him out of his hiding spot. There you go, 5 shots to the fully maxed out line rack. This is definitely your ideal weapon for using in a scenario like this. They're in a tunnel, they're just coming right at you, and you're taking out multiple guys. It's great. Like you saw there, if you aim up far enough, you can just send a line rack completely from one side of this place to the other, so very helpful. I remember this place being much, much darker too, my first playthrough. So, oh, there we go, there goes another light. Didn't get as lucky that time. But maybe because I have the brightness turned up to help out when I put the videos on the old YouTubes. Maybe that made a little bit of a difference. I have no idea what's going on up there. Power nodule here. Something I also regret not doing more because it was a walkthrough. I feel like I should have probably tested some more weapons. I tested most of them in my own time, unfortunately, when I played through the first time, and I didn't max all of them out. I didn't swap them out or anything like that. I probably should have done that here. But my impression of nearly all the weapons is that, you know, between the pulse rifle and the plasma cutter, you've got 2 weapons that you can use for just about everything in the game. I have like a fucking light attached to my body somehow. That's cute. Anyway, you can use those for 95% of the game and do, I mean, not just fine, but great. So, like I said, the one weapon I mentioned last time that is absolutely phenomenal, that I'm kicking myself in the Sacagaweas for not using earlier, is that force gun. And I think the force gun, and the force gun is better than the line rack, it's better than the Ripper, and the reason why it is because it fires, has a relative fast rate of speed, it covers a huge area in front of you, and you really don't have to aim it, and it does amazing damage. Like, you can't ask for anything more. be nice if its range was a little bit longer, but it has an alternate long range fire. And yeah, the gun is just amazing, so... Swapping out my inventory, making sure I have a few med kits. A few times I run into the problem of having simply too many items in my inventory and having nothing to be able to sell, so that's all I'm doing. So force energy, line racks, whatchamacallit, those plasma rounds, and cutter rifle, bolt, pistol, ammunition, whatever it is. You would think that I'd have the name down after playing this game through twice, but I don't. Yeah, the plasma rifle is so fantastic. Something else that I possibly could have utilized a little bit more often is its alternate fire as well. I don't remember if I have it upgraded out. I think I actually do. So, yeah, it just fires off that nice big fat grenade burst. Whoops, left that one in there. Fires off that nice fat grenade burst. The only dangerous side to it is that it can hurt you, which is another upside to the force gun. Is the force gun is this massive AoE ball basher, and you can't hit yourself with it. Like I said, it's an amazing gun. If you're working your way through this, definitely pick it up and max it out ASAP after you do your plasma cutter. The suit that I'm wearing, a few people have asked, is the triage suit. It gives a bonus to how much health med packs restore. All my suits have, once I equipped a suit that had 25 slots and 25% armor, every suit that I wear from now on, no matter what its small little perks are, has those same bonuses. Let's see. Right, so at this point I just didn't think I was going to be upgrading anything else, so I started upgrading my stasis duration, even though I think that's probably one of the most useless upgrades you could have. I just don't have anything else to do with my power nodes. I don't need money, so fuck it. Can't remember if I get attacked here, maybe. Sounds like it. Maybe I run back through this on the way out and you get attacked. I can't remember. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So that was definitely a cheap shot right there. So I have, oh, I don't know where he came from. Those little pieces of shit are so annoying. As you saw though, I did shoot him right in the stomach with the line gun, ripped it right open. A bunch of those little nasties fell out. Now this guy's trying to bite my butt from the other side of the hallway. I didn't even know he was there actually when I threw it. It was just good timing. Yeah, I tried to hit him with a grenade round there, missed him. but there we go. Now take a roll of cloth. I mean, it's nice. It works really well. Sort of. God, I'm so excited for the Force Gun stuff to be coming up, so you guys can see the kind of annihilation I unleash once I start using it. To go back for a second to the console stuff, I said I was a bit of a console noob. So basically what goes into that is just my lack of accuracy, and I pride myself on my where the fuck did that come from? Yeah, that's not normal behavior. They don't normally shoot you, then run and hide and stick themselves to the ceiling or something. I pride myself on my ability to basically see everything all at once, and you know, Dead Space is a little frustrating because of how slow you turn around. Situational awareness is something that's much easier to accomplish with mouse and keyboard. Jesus, what an onslaught. Sorry, what was I saying? So, situational awareness is a lot easier with the whole mouse and keyboard thing. And, anyway, so I am trying to adapt the whole console play styles. People definitely don't play similar ways like they do on the PC. People tend to be much more tunnel visioned, focused in on what they're doing and not much else. They don't see much else of what's going on around them. But that's more or less just a result of the controllers, and you can get away with what I feel like is playing sloppy. I think you would get massacred if you played like that on a PC, but when the majority of people are playing like that, it's not as big of a deal to run around with those sort of blinders on your sides. You know, one of the first ways you can tell how good somebody is simply, you know, if they can see what's going on around them, and people that don't are very, very, very easy to exploit on the PC. One of the ways of doing it is obviously memorizing the map. Everybody has to memorize every map. If you want to be competitive, it's a given that you have to have a superior knowledge of your surroundings. And once you have that, then you can decide what to do with them. But if you don't even have, say, like basic map knowledge, then it really doesn't matter how smart or clever or situationally aware you are. If you don't know where you're going, it's not really going to work. So just aligning these pieces for the moment, trying to pick them all up and just put them in one place. They're not floating around, and then I'll match them up once I get them all over here. So, yeah, I mean, I've had many, many, many years of console experience early on. Whoops, just lost one. And have not played consoles in many years since, so it's frustrating to me. I feel like I'm kind of starting over again when I play console games, because I need to I don't know, a mastery of the basics. It makes me appreciate, I guess, how much of a leg up I guess I might have on somebody that plays computer games simply because they're not great with a mouse and keyboard. Yeah, it's crazy. I watched some of Bruce's videos and I'm just blown away at how fast he moves on console. But if I saw him do that on PC, I would never even think twice about it. In fact, I might even ask why he's, you know, moving slow. But on console, it's another story. So I went a little slow there. I was having trouble finding those pieces. Hopefully you got a good look where all they all were, so you don't have to fly around like a big dog like I did and search around for them. Oh, something else I should mention too. Like I said, I'm getting back into the console stuff, playing some zombies, which is a lot of fun, I think, especially with some friends. I love the whole teamwork thing too. I just love the element that the whole teamwork thing brings. Unless, of course, not to go off on too much of a tangent, unless the teamwork is prioritized to such an extent that the individual is basically left on the sidelines. I want to put out a video here. I'm actually just not sure what to do or the format to put it out in. Ooh. I guess it was just a bad memory. Just talk about some of my thoughts on, you know, the whole FPS gaming, things like that. So, try to figure something out. I also want to get, what I would love to do is I want to get some dialogue going, like with myself and Bruce. What I think is really cool too, and part of why the website is there, is I want to get you guys involved with hearing what you guys think. And so look for that stuff in the future for sure. Some stuff I'm very, very, very excited about getting everybody involved and you know, figuring out what is the best way that we can basically both make ourselves better gamers, and then by doing so influence the gaming market to create better games. It's kind of the idea behind it. I don't remember if this is the same room I was in or just one that looks a lot like it. I was talking about earlier. If you go back through it and get attacked or something. So, these little tiny guys obviously go down really quick. I don't even think you can, it's just basically a one tap, and they're done for. No big deal, just sort of turning in circles. Something spawned behind me. So, as you've noticed, this game has just sort of given up on the Resident Evil suspense feel, and as a result of that, I've sort of given up approaching it like that kind of a game. We've amassed a lot of resources here. And, yeah, I'm just sort of blasting away. Like I said in the video the other day, previous segment, the only thing I would change if I went back is I would definitely have just said fuck it from this point on and just blown things to smithereens, because I have no problem buying all the ammo I can use. I definitely lucked out there. There's a few shots eventually that that show me attacking these guys, and they don't always act the same way. It's not always three shots to the legs and they fall down. Sometimes the third one will leap at you. But anyway, that is just about it for part 11. So stay tuned tomorrow for the next segment.